Hello, YouTube. How are you guys doing this week? I'm doing pretty good. You know why? Because I just got done watching another episode of the Bad Communication Podcast. Well, just a little insight for you all. I was never into watching or listening to any podcasts ever because in the past I tried listening and watching podcasting, and podcasting was boring to me. Like, all the different topics and all that other stuff was just boring to me, and I had no interest in watching or listening to it. But I came across the Bad Communication Podcast, and oh my god, it changed my perception of podcasting. Bad Communication Podcast is going to be the only podcast I'll ever watch and ever listen to right now because they're full of entertainment every week and they're full of fun every week, and they have a lot of interesting and fun topics about Japan and from Japan. And they're live from Japan also. So, Japan and Bad Communication Podcast, rock on. You guys are the best communication podcast out there I'll ever watch. Because you guys bring fun to the show, and you guys bring fun to everybody who watches it. I'm just giving the Bad Communication Podcast a shout out because they are the best, and they make everything I watch fun. Everything is just fun about the Bad Communication Podcast. Fun, interesting facts about Japan, and weird news about Japan also, and weird news in the world that they find. But out of it all, they keep everything interesting, which I like. And they keep everything fun. Before Bad Communication Podcast, I wouldn't watch or listen. But Bad Communication Podcast, if you guys are watching, you guys have me as a fan and a viewer of your podcast for life. You guys are the best podcasts out there in the world that I'll ever watch. So, for podcasting, you're the only one podcast I'll watch. There's no other podcast I watch except for yours. So, keep it going, Bad Communication Podcast, because you're the best. And for those of you who are watching this video, if you guys want a taste of the Bad Communication Podcast, go to WAN.FM. Once again, go to the website WAN.FM for the Bad Communication Podcast. So if you guys just want a taste of that podcast, go to that website, WAN.FM. Alright, that's enough rambling from me for today. I'll catch you guys next week. Alright? So, Bad Communication Podcast, keep on rocking, man. You guys are the best podcasts out there in the world that I'll watch. I'll catch everybody next week. Yeah, I'll catch everyone next week. So, I'll see you guys later.